It's the Mike and Mish Show. What's going on, Mike?
What's up, man? I literally got in my chair just a split second before this came on.
What were you?
I forgot that I had the fire on over here because the AC was blasting. It was about 60 degrees down here.
What a fucking loser. Yo, hey, we got a good show tonight. We got faux guests lined up. We got our good buddy Martin Trey Brown coming on first, followed by Christian. The Terminator Torres coming up second. Number 3 on the docket tonight, we got a fairly new fighter who made his who planted his flag in the 125 division down in Orlando when we were down there. Danny Alvarez will be on. He needs to call some people out and say a few things, and then we're gonna round out the show with our boy Tyler Rookie Randall. But we're waiting on Martin right now. He just said, give me a sec. But, Mike, I got a Stu-Nod story that I got to tell, and I think our people in the comment section is going to love this. What's up, Joe Ivy, Big Ben, Mike Quigg? We got Susan Walker, as always. I don't know who else is on there because they're not commenting, but thank you for tuning in. Make sure you're sharing, liking, subscribing, all that stuff. Tell your friends, tell all your neighbors. Yeah, so my next door neighbor, right? Check this out, guys. Stu-Nod story of the week, because we're not going to do a show tomorrow night because we are doing Army shit. So my boy lives next door, tells his neighbor, hey, if your dog's going to shit in my yard, make sure you clean up the shit in my yard. All right. No big deal. Simple, easy request. DJ Tony in the house. What's up? He stands in his living room window today and he watches the neighbor come out the house with the dog, walk across the street into his yard. The dog makes a doo-doo in the yard. He watches the girl reach down, pick up some, drop half of it back into the fucking yard.
Probably on purpose.
Yep. Proceed to walk back to her house. He comes out of the house at that point. She's in her yard going back to her house. And he says, hey, can you come clean up your dog's shit over here? And she says, I already did. And he goes, you cleaned up some. You could come back and get the rest. Basically, I'm paraphrasing, but I don't know exactly how the fuck they talk to each other. But she starts to proceed to tell him, fuck you. You're an asshole. Blah, blah, blah. Proceeds to call him an asshole 20 times. He's like, I'm an asshole because I'm asking you to clean up after your fucking dog. Get over here and get your dog shit out of my fucking yard. And she's like, you're an asshole. Fuck you. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. At that point, the girl's daughter comes outside. Now a grown woman and her daughter are calling him an asshole from their yard. And then the boyfriend has to come outside, march right past his girlfriend and her daughter to Silas's yard. I just said his name. It was Silas. Right over to his yard. Right over to his yard. He cleans up the doggy doo-doo that his girlfriend was too fucking goddamn good to clean up, I guess. And he walks past her, get in the house. They all go in the house. Problem solved. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a fucking Stu-Nod if I've ever heard of one. Right, Mike? That's some dumb shit.
Why do people do that? Why do you... I mean, first of all, isn't it more work to walk to someone else's yard to have them shit on it and then pick it up and then drop some of it? Like, you already bent down to pick it up. Now you're going to drop some of it too. You're already in your yard. Why'd you even walk across the street? You could have just went right outside the door, picked it up, been all done.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
Did she not want her dog shit and piss fucking killing her own goddamn yard? So she goes across to his yard, which is pretty pristine, I must say. The guy takes good care of his yard. It looks really nice. She walks across the street on a diagonal into his yard to make a poo-poo and then doesn't clean the shit up and then goes back to her house, dude. This is why we need a fucking
shitty person.
This is why we need a purge. I don't know if anybody agrees with me. I've been preaching the purge thing since those movies started coming out. Right now is a good time for a purge, if you ask me. What do you think about that, Mikey?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds good in theory, but probably not so good in real life.
Oh, the purge.
Too many good people get killed because it's the good people that end up getting messed up, you know?
Good people stay in your fucking houses and let people like us go out there and clean up the world for you. Okay?
Are you trying to say I'm not a good person? Jeez.
I've caught people. Oh, let's see. Susan Walker says I've caught people letting their dog shit in my yard as they're walking by. Yeah, because people are shitty fucking people. Stu-Nod, idiot, shithead people with shitty dogs. Fuck them and their dogs. Their dogs are just as bad as them. And I know that all the dog lovers are like, you're an asshole, Kyle. Fuck you. And I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, listen, people are messed up and they're lazy. There's a lot of lazy people out there, but I feel like that's like someone who isn't that lazy, but is
She
also
put an
like she's
she put an
vindictive.
effort.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
That's
she's a
that
ridiculous
attitude right
vindictive.
there.
She
What's going on
put,
with Brown? He ain't got
I don't know.
his
Martin,
camera's off. What's going on here?
Smash. It says device not connected. I see you in the waiting room. Go ahead and clean
Back
that
out.
shit.
Back out.
Come back in. Yeah, no, that is somebody that actually put like a real effort into being a fucking cocksucker. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh God. Anyway, sorry. I have reached my quota of curse words for the show already, and
I think you're over. We've already made like $30 in the swear jar right now from Kyle. So
look at DJ Tony. He says, "I've purposely let my dog shit in neighbors' yards."
There he is. Why don't you go and shit on your neighbor's lawn? That's when you really get them back like that. You ding dong ditch. You do ding dong ditch right up on their steps.
He just backed out. I think we should have Martin momentarily. So
speaking of, we went to a breakfast place in Orlando. I had to go to the bathroom, and they must have had like a 30-second timer on their bathroom because I freaking sat down and like less than 30 seconds later, the light shut off. And I was like, oh no, and I was waving my hands, but it wasn't working. So I had to like get up and take like a couple of scoot steps over and like wave my hands. So the light went on and sit back down, get back up again. It happened like 4 times.
Every 30 seconds.
Oh my God, it was ridiculous. I was like, who did this? And then,
dude, this was a nice diner. This is a nice breakfast place that you were
the automatic paper towel thing. The towels were the length of the phone, like this, like they were that's how much came out. We go beep, and you rip it off. And it was like a little tiny piece.
Oh, dude, that shit pissed me off because I went in there too. Yeah, but it was a really nice place, good food and everything. Just bathroom was fucking designed by a dickhead. Hey, we got a good buddy of ours in the waiting room. He has squared away his camera issues, and we are going to bring him in. He is fighting next. He's fighting in a couple days in Jackson, Mississippi, against Robbie Peralta. He's our boy, Martin Trey Brown, the Smash. What's happening, bro?
What it do? It's kind of dark. Kind of dark because you know what I'm saying. I was thinking Eastern. Eastern. I mean Central time. So I was waiting. I planned everything around 9 o'clock.
Oh, because you're already in Mississippi.
Yes, sir. And
Time is stupid.
Well, once you sent it to me, you know what I'm saying. I was like, oh man. All right. Let me go run out to the car and get it done, So I ran out to the car and just got it in, man.
Yeah.
You went out to the car, you got it in. Martin Brown, you are fighting Robbie Peralta, the veteran in the game with just as much experience as you, which is a lot. What do you think about this opponent, and why the fuck is this guy got a Wikipedia page and you don't?
I had a Wikipedia page. I didn't know he had a Wikipedia page. But I don't really, I don't really know much about him, man. I saw him fight Peter Pettis, so it's hard to say what we gonna see because Peter was really defensive. So
really defensive.
Yeah, it's crazy. If you look at Peter, man, Peter look like he can fight. It's just I think he just not on that getting hit stuff, and I don't blame him. The objective is to hit without getting hit, but he took it a little to the extreme. But if I'm gonna tell you, man, if he was ever like a offensive fighter, like he'd be a problem and a half.
Problem and
get to him.
Yeah, you can't hit him. He can hit you, and you can't hit him. I think he landed just about everything he threw. He just didn't throw that many. He's just looking at it like, well, I'm hitting you, and you're not hitting me. I think I'm winning. He didn't have a scratch on him. Robbie had 2 scratches on his cheekbones. So, I mean, he may have some merit to what even the fans may be bored and the fans may not like it, but he may have some merit to what he was saying. Like, I think I won. Like, you might have. You was the only one landing 2 punches, but he might have one. Who knows?
Well, dude, you're we haven't seen you in a while. We saw you down in Orlando, I think. We saw you in Orlando, right? We did.
Yeah,
we ran into you out there. You I think you might have cornered a few people down there too, right?
Yeah, you
who the hell did you have on that?
Jared. No, it wasn't Jared Warren, was it? Dave Mundell.
Dave Mundell.
We had Terry Janowski. We had Terry Janowski.
Yo, that Terry Janowski fight was a fucking rough one, man. Jay Jackson came out to fucking fight that night, and that was a tough one. And the Dave Mundell fight was pretty tough too. It was just like Julian Lane's got this, like, I don't know, man. He's either all in or he's like lackadaisical when he's in there, and there's no in between. And I feel like if Julian would like step on the gas at all times, he would win a lot of fights that he loses. What do you think?
It's hard, you know. A lot of times you never know with these guys, man. I mean, you literally, all you know is what you see in the fights, and you don't know the why. You know, all you can do is speculate. I mean, I know Julian supposedly had a fight like a week later, so you know, with that being, go ahead.
I think it got canceled. No, I think he was supposed to have an MMA fight, right? Like a week later.
Yeah.
Yep. And it got, I don't know if it got postponed or just canceled altogether, but he ended up not fighting, I believe.
Yeah. So, but you know, if you think you got a fight coming up like 1 week later, which is chaotic, you know, he may have said, man, I don't want to mess this check up, and got really defensive minded, you know. And I don't know personally, but he probably has a decent following, so he felt like he was still going to be valuable to the company if he had like one bad showing. Because even in his losses, he still gives a show. If he had one bad, and to be honest, I think the fight with Dave, the reason it was only, like, we knew Dave was gonna fight like that. Dave always fight like that. He's always technical and slow paced. But I think the reason the fans were disappointed was because it was sold as a banger. Like, we know when he's in there, he's gonna do this and he's gonna do that. And then he went in there and he actually fought a technical fight. But like, you didn't see, you know, it was a very low scoring fight. You didn't see bad technique or anything. You saw like you saw two decently skilled pros fighting it out. You know, so it wasn't, I think if I didn't have any expectations, I would have been like, oh man, that's a pretty good fight. You know, each guy's being really careful not to get hit. So now it's not so much about the slaughter or the bloodbath. It's more like, I wonder man, it's a close fight and it's like a very low scoring fight. Who gonna edge it out? You know, whereas, because neither one of them was running from each other, they just was picking their shots.
Yeah.
Whereas when in the Peter Pettis fight, like, and Peter looked like he getting the call. Yeah, Peter looked like he really, really, really didn't want to get hit. So he didn't really get a chance to show what he's truly capable of, and it made for a boring fight, if that makes sense. Like Dave and Julian, neither one of them ran from each other. They came out to fight. You know, it just, they were picking shots. You didn't see not one guy run away.
Right. So now this fight with you coming up with Robbie Peralta, your last fight was against the champ. It didn't go very well for you. We all know what happened in the first round. You had some vision problems. You squared all that away. You feel like you go through a tough fight with Robbie Peralta, you're right back in the conversation as far as title contention in that division, or are you not really thinking about that right now? And it's just one fight at a time.
I try not to have no ex, because then you get let down, man. I got Robbie in front of me, and I just plan on knocking him off. You know, hindsight is always 20/20. I feel like if I broke my hand in the Palomino fight, in the Bobby Taylor fight, I probably shouldn't have just taken the fight so soon, knowing that I wasn't gonna be able to train. You know, the best expectations are where your hand will be healed, but you know, you don't take into consideration the actual the lack of training that you have against the guy who's number one in the promotion, you know. So but I tell you what, this fight, I still train with Jihad as the head coach, but I also, you know, like I still have problems like chasing people down on with my knee. So like honestly, if Bobby Taylor had a run from me, you would have spotted it then. But due to the fact that Bobby Taylor came to me, you know, I don't have to chase him or anything like that. But like now that I hired this trainer, man, I'm almost 100%. My knee, like you won't be able to run away from me or anything like that. So I'm actually excited to, like, I put a lot of things in his place. You know, I had, instead of teaching as much as I normally do, like I have help to run the gym now, and in the daytime I'm training in Flowers Boxing Lab. In the nighttime I'm at Shift MMA with Jihad. So you know, 2-a-days every day. I'm bigger, stronger, faster, cardio going through the roof. So I'm actually excited to test it out. But
dude, I went back and watched your Zach Zane fight.
Yeah,
and Chris Lytle said something during that fight after you injured your knee, and everybody could see that you injured your knee, and like you got back up and you continued to fight, and you won that fight basically on one leg. Lytle was like, "That's the difference between these combat sport athletes and, you know, your typical sport athletes. You blow out a knee, and those guys get fucking wheelchaired off the court." And your ass show it. Like, I can't even remember. I didn't even remember how impressive that actually was, because me and Mike were live and like we're in the audience there, and I don't remember ever going back and watching it on TV afterwards. But I actually watched it like a week ago, and I'm like, God damn, that's a fucking savage.
But I've always been like that though. I've always been that way. I think that's a Mississippi thing, man. Like every time I sit back and I play it through my mind, I look at Hannah Guy when she fought Taylor Starling, and they thought Taylor was gonna blast her out, and Hannah Guy came in there and she lost, you know. But like, we talking about a jiu-jitsu player banging in a bare knuckle fight, and she went the distance, and she was fighting her. It wasn't like she just walked over her. Like, Taylor had a fight. And then you look at the Bobby Taylor fight. I thought I was gonna have to kill Bobby Taylor. You know, like it was getting to the point to where my hands were hurting. You know what's one thing that's in common with that? He from Mississippi, just like Hannah Guy. You look at Caleb Harris, man, both fights with, like, the first fight with Elven Burrito, I remember thinking when I was watching that kid bang, I'm like, I'm a bad dude, but I'm a bad dude when it comes to giving it. You know, I don't know if I can just keep getting hit in the mouth like that. You know, then he goes back and has another war with Elven Burrito. Like, so I just keep playing it through my head. Even when I say I ain't gonna do that, then I blow my knee in the Zach Zane fight, I get right back off the floor. And I'll be like, I ain't gonna do that. And then I get cracked by Palomino, like the opening of the fight, and my eye was messed up. And the only thing I was thinking about was, well, I can still hit him if I just do this, or I can still hit him if I just do that. Like, I was still playing. I never thought I was out of the fight. I just knew this was gonna be hard. I was like, I just gotta figure out how I'm gonna hit him. Like, you know, one time he clipped me in the third round. The first punch he hit me with, that one hurt. Like, that one actually hurt bad too. But I'm pretty big, so I had a pretty decent beard too. You know, but when he hit me in the third round, the round that I dropped him in, and Andrew Glenn didn't count it, you know, I remember thinking to myself, he clipped me, and I was like, well, this one didn't hurt, but I am having a problem catching him. So I was like, maybe if I start bicycling, he gonna come find me. And so when he came in there, I'm like, oh, come on in here. And he came in there and I hit him. But what's crazy is when I hit him, right? So we talking noise back and forth. I drop him. He popped. I was about to try to walk off to the corner, and he popped right back off the floor and started swinging at me. And I looked at Andrew and I said, "You saw that, right?" And he said, "Nah, I ain't see nothing." And he said, but I look up at Palomino. He said, "What's up?" I said, "You got dropped, bitch. It's a 10-9." And he said, he said, "It's okay. I'm okay. I'm still here though." And I'm looking like, oh man, he just told on himself, "Go ahead and give me the 10-8," But
that's a pretty decent. That's a pretty decent Luis Palomino, by the way.
Yeah.
Your little impression. That was good.
Yeah, nah, man. I mean, he a veteran, man. It's one of them things, man, where it's like he said he was gonna bang me out, and I don't worry about nobody doing that. Like I can get clipped and hurt, but like somebody's just banging with me like that, I'm real big, and you just can't let me touch you not one time. And I'm pretty defensively responsible. Like I never really give people a flush shot. I get hit though. I just don't get hit clean.
You hit in that Bobby Taylor fight, you hit him at the end of the first round with the fucking hardest goddamn right hand. And we learned something from Bobby the other day when he was on the show, which is a weird connection between you and him, and then you and Palomino. You detached his retina with that shot. Did you know that? And he said that after you hit him with that shot at the end of the with the right hand at the end of the first round, he had problems with his vision and depth perception for the rest of that fight. And I was like, man, that's funny. You say
it be like that. Yeah, it be like that, man. That's a part of the sport.
Yeah, you said the same thing about your next fight. It was crazy.
But that's happened to me before and against Roush Manfio. He kneed me and broke my orbital in a fight. But I just, again, man, I always attribute that to just being tough and being from Mississippi. Like I just finished the fight. I ain't get stopped or nothing. I just finished the fight, tried to bang him up, and lost by decision. But it's pretty consistent, man. Like if I lose a decision, is in there with a runner. Usually if you come to me, I'm probably gonna start you right on out. But again, like this camp, man, I'm actually excited, man, because like I don't know of anything that I could have done any differently, and I got so many new tools, man. I know everybody say that. But I'm excited, man. I'm super duper excited to see what it's gonna be like.
Well, we're excited too, that's for sure.
Yeah, man. Anybody who's not in the know, it's this weekend. It's June 11th, Saturday night. If you don't have anything going on, dude, Saturday night for a combat sports fan is fucking out of control. You got BKFC, you got UFC. Locally for us, we got a friend of ours fighting in the reality fights down the street. So it's like big night for
combat sports, right?
For combat sports all around, bare knuckle, MMA, everything. We're not going to keep you long because we have other guests lined up, and we could talk to you for hours, Martin. But
yeah,
we got a couple.
You should have put me on last so we can keep talking that noise. Then would you
come
put
back
me on first?
You can come back later if you want. Hey. I know you're already down there and you're getting ready to fight.
I'm gonna be like, I'm back. I'm
back, bitch.
Yeah.
All right. Let me ask you a question there, Martin. How much money a day would it take for you to become a career criminal? How much money a day for you to drop everything you're doing and get into organized crime? Let's do this. How much money a day?
Some real Sopranos type shit.
Man, I don't know, man. I've done something strange for just a little bit of change before. It's like, but I don't know, man. I don't think it's a cap on it. I think it just depends on how bad you need it. If you're already making a couple of $100,000, it's gonna take millions, or if not more, to make you pursue a life of crime. But if you behind on your bills, you know how the hood become the hood. Like people get into criminal activity because of necessity. And like you drive in the areas, you look around. I don't think when we drive around in bad places, we actually look around and say, how many of these places I could actually work at? And you never do that, right? You just be like, there's a KFC over here, there's a corner store. You start looking at all the businesses that's over there, but you don't never actually think about like which one of these places gonna pay me $20 an hour.
I always love the corner stores. The corner stores, you never know what the hell you're gonna find to buy in there. So you could buy some drinks, you can buy a cup of ice. You could literally buy a cup of fucking ice.
That may be the case. But I can tell you what Kyle and Mike not gonna do. Go in there, ask for an application.
Nope.
You know?
My answer to Mike for this question was give me $1,000 a day and I'm done everything else. That's it.
So you're looking at 28 bands a month or make you commit crime.
Yep. Give me $365,000 a year untaxed money, and I'm a criminal for the time being.
I don't believe it, Mike. I don't believe it, Mike. I don't even believe that Michael farted at the kitchen table, man. So I think he's lying, man.
All right. What job have you held in your life that you hated the most?
Oh boy, I think I hated all of them. I mean, I used to work at McDonald's when I was like 17. It had a whole bunch of girls in there though, so never mind. The pay was just low.
Yeah.
I worked at Walmart I worked at Walmart as a stocker. That's hard work. It was like real hard work.
$12 an hour.
Yeah, for just a little. They were like, "We gonna, you actually get paid better than the day shift. You got $1 more." So I was excited, man. I was the first person in line to put in the application. Man, I seen how hard that work was. I was like, you know what? I would gladly take minimum wage over this. Just be fine being behind and late on bills every month. Then I worked at a nightclub and I got paid a lot of money, but it was like a higher end nightclub. So, and then I was a busser, and then I was the only black dot in there. So you have they call it the South Tampa douchebags that come in there. They'll get a drink. They're like, "Hey, you," this snooty look on their face. You despicable peasant. And then you go get the shot glass off of their table, and they be like, "Yes, you can scurry away." Like, dang, I didn't know I had the ability to scurry. I mean, was he talking about me? So like, I don't know, man. I hated it. I love the money, so I stayed there on that job. But I hated the customers. Every single day I thought to myself, like, man, if this guy was hanging off a cliff, I don't think I would help him. I would step on his finger. I'd find the first lit cigarette I could find and put it on his fingernails. It was the worst, man. But I made a lot of money, so I can't complain. It kept me through when I was fighting. When I first moved to Tampa, that's what I was doing to pay my bill.
Busting tables definitely sucks ass. But would you rather be forced to dance every single song you hear or have to sing to it?
Man, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. I don't know. Dancing seems too much like shucking and jiving. I'd rather sing to that thing, man. And I can't sing, but I make a fool of myself singing. I don't care about that.
All right. And then last one here. Here we go.
Who do you think wins the Elven Burrito versus Luis Palomino fight and why?
I don't know. It's hard to say.
Give us a winner. I don't know is not an acceptable answer, Martin.
All right. I'll tell you who I hope wins. I do, and it ain't nothing against him in particular, but I feel like I saw an interview with I don't remember who it was with, but I remember Palomino was saying that
it's the only show you watch.
He was talking about. You probably right. I don't be watching these shows like that. I be on the hub all the time. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm just but I'm just playing. And you notice I came to the mic and I was sweating like I had KFC chicken grease on across my forehead and I had my phone in my hand. Notice as soon as you messaged me, I was in the inbox. I said, "Oh my bad, I'm on it right now." You're like, how did he come back so fast? I was on the hub. I already had the phone in my hand.
Yeah.
I was just messing with you, man. They got kids watching this. But I hope Burrito win, because if Palomino wants a legacy, then he got to stick around. If he loses, if he wins, like, what more does he have to prove to the sport? But when he do that, then I can't get my shot. Like, I do want to know who's the better man, but I want to be healthy. I don't want to like right now. So right now, like nobody care why you lost. They just care if you lost. So right now, the world knows that I lost to Palomino, and no behind the scenes circumstance. They don't know nothing about none of that. They just know that when you got in there with him, you lost, and that's all that matters. So, and we don't want to hear no excuses. So I just want to catch him when I'm healthy, and we can run it back. It don't even have to be over a belt. Like if he go lose or he give up the belt and I get the belt, and then if he ever came back to the sport, I'm like, we don't even have to do it for a belt. We need to catch a fade. You need to run a fade right now. So I just want, not for the fans either, is I be wanting to know who I am. Where do I stack amongst the world? I don't attribute my loss. I don't attribute my loss to him being better than me. I attribute my loss to just me not knowing if I was ever gonna get a decision like that again. I mean, an opportunity like that again. So I was like, man, I broke my hand in the Bobby Taylor fight and had to have surgery 2 weeks later, which only leaves 6 more weeks before you fight Palomino. So I'm like, dang, man, I don't know if we ever gonna. I talked to the team. It was like, none of us knew we were ever gonna get that opportunity again, man. And it was crazy. It don't even look like me. I was fat and everything, man. But we did the best we could. We did as much one hand.
With him. I mean, you still went the distance, even though you had an off night and you were injured in the first round. I mean, you still went the distance, and I know that you're unhappy about your performance that night, and even the president of the BKFC had a few things to say about it. I mean, bounce back this weekend against Robbie Peralta and fucking right back in the mix.
I don't even care. I don't even care if I was to go in there and lose. I just right now. I just don't have. I did the best I could this camp. So I know that if I go in there and I lose, he beat the best version of me. He beat me training as hard as I could. Like me, I'm a little disappointed because I just lost, and everybody around me know, but we even had people like, I just don't do it, man. But it was too late. We're locked in on the contract now. Yeah. And I wanted, I feel we all know that if I can land, you go into bed. So I banked on that. So I think, but I don't really concern myself with what any of the promoters, the matchmaker. I don't concern myself with impressing any of them. I was already a belt holder when I came here, and I already own my own gym. I'm not in need of the money. It's a personal journey for me. I got 2 belts in 2 world titles in MMA, in 2 different countries, and when Corona hit, they just didn't have anything, so we in year 2 of Corona, and David Feldman was the only one throwing shows, so it was like I want to stay active, and then once I started studying it, I got into it. I was gonna just do 1 fight, and then now that I did it, I'm like, it's all right. Then they started making belts, so I'm like, I got something else I can learn, try to be the best in that too. So I don't really do that to impress any of them. I wouldn't, none of that stuff matters to me. For my personal journey, I just want to know who I am. Like, how far, what is my own limitations,
Yeah.
And if Robbie Peralta is my limitation, then, I'm at peace with that. But I think I'm going to get his little ass right on out of there.
Well, we will find out very soon, 3 days. We will find out whether you will be winning or losing. I don't know. Only the time will tell.
Hey, hit us with an real quick.
Hit us with an on the way.
Oh yeah, y'all know that. That'd be pretty dope, right? That's how long I've been clunking people upside the head, man. Because when I walk out, the whole crowd say, "Uh-oh." So have you been ringside when they do that?
Oh yeah, we have. We've been ringside, weigh-ins, all that. But unfortunately, we got to let you go because we have Christian Torres waiting patiently in the green room, and then we got.
Man, make that man wait, man. I'm just saying.
You've been waiting, but anyway,
he probably can fight.
We know you got a tough fight ahead of you. Saturday night. We'll be paying attention. Will we see you in Fort Lauderdale on the 24th? You gonna be down there?
Yeah. I think I got Jared Warren on that card, I think. So yeah, I'll be there.
Breaking news. All right.
All right.
I don't think that's announced yet.
I think, I'm not sure. You know, we train him, but you know, usually they get somebody from our gym. If you got Miami, you got Orlando or Tampa, they're gonna call somebody from our gym.
All right, man.
All right, man.
Can't wait to see you fight this weekend. We'll talk to you soon, brother.
All righty, my guy.
All right, take it easy.
Later, man.
Later. All right, that is our guy, Martin Trey Brown. He always is a fun interview. Awesome dude, great fighter, and he will be, I believe he's the co-main event this weekend against Robbie Peralta. We have another fighter who will be fighting on the same card this weekend, and thank you so much for his patience. Yes. He is the Terminator, Christian Torres. Here he is. What's going on, brother?
Yes.
What up? How we doing?
Hey, you know what? First of all, I want to thank you for your patience. We ran a little overtime with Martin Brown, but you know, every time we get Smash on here, we could do a 2-hour show with that guy.
We should have.
It's all good. It's all good, dude. I literally just left the hot tub cutting weight, so I was fine.
Cutting weight. So there you go. There you have it, everybody. You're down. Are you down in Mississippi right now, or you?
Oh no, I'm still home. I'm leaving tonight at 6 o'clock in the morning.
You're in New York.
You're in New York.
Still in New York, and then I'll be coming down there. Have a little fun.
Speaking of New York, the first time we saw you in a banger against Art Driscoll up there. That was the first time we interviewed you. We did a live interview with you. That was a crazy ass fight. Art Driscoll had you knocked around a little bit in that first round. You guys were going back and forth, and then you came out in the second round and murked him real quick.
Yep.
I think you shocked the crowd with that because Art Driscoll looks like a fucking Viking chiseled out of goddamn stone, and you put him down. That was a hell of a debut. Yes. And you've already fought once since.
I fought Stanislav Grosu. He got the best of me on that one.
Yeah. So
really tall guy.
This will be your third fight this year already. Very active, very entertaining fighter. How are you feeling heading into this fight against Tim Hester this weekend?
Feel good. I watched a few films on him. I could see already he doesn't have a lot of power. He does a lot of shooting. I know a lot of his MMA fights that I saw. I didn't see him really bang out a few guys, So he's got a few patience. Seen him lefty. So I've been paying attention. Hi, Susan Walker.
He has
Susan Walker.
Yeah, he's got that one boxing match in an MMA ring. Did you see that in a cage?
Oh, I didn't know. I've seen tag fights. I've seen a few MMA fights. I haven't seen him any boxing. I didn't see any.
If you look on YouTube, I believe if you look on YouTube, there's one where he's got boxing gloves on and it's a boxing match, but it's inside of an MMA cage. So like when you see it, you might think that it's MMA from like the thumbnail, but it's not. It's one. I managed to find it when I was like just going through everything, and I was like, oh wait, he's got this one boxing match in here.
But yeah, I've seen him. He's lined up a lefty a lot, so I've been focusing on that. But I've been focusing on if he's been. If he steps up and he's ready too. So I mean, just kind of gauge him and see. Let's just go. Let's bang out. Let's go. Let's do it.
I'll tell you right now, if he's gonna come in here and fight you bare knuckle, any way like he presents himself in an interview, this is gonna be a fun ass fight between the two of you because we already saw how you can bang in there, and this dude is like full of charisma. He's a big character. And
don't worry, I watched the interview.
He's funny, man. He promises.
He's a funny dude, and like he says, ain't nothing against him either. You in the way, bro.
Yes, that's exactly what he said. He said he's got nothing against you, but you're just in the way.
You in the way. So I feel you have that same way. I'm doing this at 170, so it's slowly starting to cut down to 165, so I can start banging out some guys in 65 weight class. I'll still be doing 75 as well. So, I'll be jumping back and forth, so.
I was gonna say, you're a pretty big dude. Like, what's your walk around rate? Do you walk around like 195 around there, 200?
You really want me to say?
I mean, that always fascinates me because
I walk around about 215. 220 sometimes when I'm really like just eating.
Wow.
But you know, I'll get in shape real quick. I'll change my diet real quick, fastener, and my body just. Then I'm back to this.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, dude. I walk around about 210, and the thought of cutting to 165 sounds like the worst thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
It's not as bad because I used to fight at 155, so that was horrible. I fought for WSOL. That's WSOF. That's where I actually met Louis Palomino for the first time. It was insane. I was starstruck, you know, because I watched him since his career, his Justin Gaethje fight. He's a great character. He's a good dude, especially behind the scenes. You know, he's a very humble man. Even though you know he puts on that show of that he's I'm Louis Palomino, the beast, but he's a very humble man behind the camera.
Oh, he really is. He's one of the nicest guys you'll ever talk to. He's super cool, and he's got a huge fight coming up. I'm sure you're interested.
Oh, I'm very interested in watching it.
Yeah,
very interested. So I mean, I've seen the talk back and forth. You know, and you know, I hope Louis gets it because you know I love the baboon. Been watching, like I said, I've been watching him since his beginning, and WSOF, and you know I pay attention to that till he's gone. Then he came over here, and I was very surprised, and he's just been knocking people and laying people out since. So it's been kind of crazy.
So you're winning the audience over with your dogs right now. I see you got what are they? 2 pugs? You got 2 pugs, right?
I got 2 pugs, and then my old lady over here. This is my Coco. She's about to be 14, so she's an old lady, old pit bull. Red nose.
Good looking girl though.
Yeah, she's in great shape for how old she is. Actually.
You ever walk her over to a neighbor's house, let them shit, and not clean up the poop?
Never. Never. No. If you got to be a pretty shitty neighbor for me to want to do that to you.
Pretty shitty. Shitty person.
We had a conversation earlier. It happened in my neighborhood today. It's kind of a fucking dickhead thing to do, I gotta say.
But yeah, I don't have any shitty neighbors. All my neighbors are really nice and very supportive, actually. Especially my next door neighbor, she's very supportive. She's like, "Go knock him out. You got it, girl." But yeah, besides that, man, I'm just staying busy, getting focused. I'm dialed in for this fight. I wasn't really dialed in for the Groku fight. I get in that winning fever. After I won that first one, you start to slack off. You forget what you're really there for. And what I'm here for is to knock people out, win some belts, and see what happens from there.
Grosu, he's on this card, isn't he? Who's he fighting on this card?
I think it's Kelly.
Brad Kelly. Yeah, he's fighting Brad Kelly. That's right. So we get to see him in action as well. Yeah, man.
He's a fucking long, tall dude.
Yeah.
Big. Got a good clinch. But I mean, besides that, man, he's a stand-up dude as well. He doesn't speak much English.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's a stand-up dude as well. I respect him. Hope he does well in his fight as well. But besides that, like I said, I'm dialed in. I want to smack this dude around. Welcome him to BKFC because you in my zone now, baby.
Yeah.
Is it nice to get out of New York?
It's nice, but the layovers are gonna be crazy.
Oh, really? You got like really long layovers?
I got one layover that's really long. It's about 4 hours, and it's in Texas.
Oh man!
And
so you're gonna be weight cutting during it.
So you fly? Yeah. Do you fly direct from New York to Texas, or do you have a stop before that?
I got to stop before that as well.
Damn, son, that's fucking.
So I'm stopping from.
It's a long day.
I'm leaving from Ithaca, going to Jersey. I'm there for an hour and a half layover. Then from Jersey, I'm leaving to Texas. I'm stuck there for 4 hours, and then from Texas to Jackson. So
you got any cool? Sorry, keep going.
No, you good. You keep going.
I was gonna say, you got any cool shows that you've been watching? You just use your time wisely. Download some good shows or something, and catch up on some Stranger Things or some new Doctor Strange.
I literally just started watching Stranger Things. My girlfriend over here, she started watching it while I was playing because Diablo just came out with a new game. Been playing
Diablo?
Yeah. I've been playing Diablo. Yeah, I've been playing that like crazy. So yeah. I was playing that. She started it, so I've been paying attention to Stranger Things. I've been watching it. So I mean, I'll probably watch some stuff, but most of the time I'll probably be sleeping because sleep has been kind of hard these past few days.
I don't know. I don't sleep because you know why? Because sleep is the cousin of death. So,
damn right, sir. Yeah, said it best, sir. Damn right.
Nah, man. Well, we're definitely excited to see you back in there for the third. Like I said, for the third time already this year.
And it won't be the last time for this year.
Yeah, I was gonna say the rate you're going. I wouldn't be.
I want to get about six before the year end. I want to get 6 or 7 before the year end. I want to see where my record's at. You know, I want to bang with the best, man. I want to smack them.
Want to smack them. The bang with the best. 6 times. You want to fight 6 or 7 times in a 12-month period? You fucking lunatic. I
like Julius Lane says, let's bang, baby. Whoever wants it, let's go.
Dude, how about a fight with Julian down the road, man? Julian's a fun fight for you.
That would be.
You guys are about the same exact size. I like height-wise, same size. I think that would be a hell of a fight right there.
Hell of that shit. Throw it up. Let's go.
All right.
You know?
Julian's
I show up wherever the money. I show up wherever the money's right. So if money's right, they give me the contract. Julian Lane, Mike Perry, don't matter. Let's go.
That's
man.
And you got to be impressed by these cards that they're building right now. Like,
they're building incredible cards.
Incredible cards. The card that you're on this weekend, like under the radar.
Oh God, that is going to be a banger. The main event is going to be crazy.
The main event, the co-main event with Martin Brown and Robbie
Brown. Oh yeah, those two. Everything's going to be crazy today. It's going to be crazy that day, man. That day is going to be. Oh, I forgot Clinton Henry was on the card.
You got Henry, you got Bobby Taylor, and he's back. Walcott Cisse back on there. Jeremiah Riggs.
Jeremiah Riggs is back. Woo, let's go.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's Grove too. Yeah, there you go, Kelly.
Just keep rolling through. And then you got the new kid, Tyler Samus. He's 18 years old, making his debut.
Ooh, let's go. All right, kid.
Oh, Brett Williams, the gypsy, he's been fighting in a kilt in the woods, and now he will step inside the squared circle. Tim Hester and this guy, Christian Torres, man.
Let's go.
That's it, brother. I mean, we're excited. You're excited. Can't wait. Couple days away. We're going to ask you some off-the-wall questions real quick, and then we're going to let you go.
Bring him a second. Smoke these dabs and take a shower.
Smoke these dabs, take a shower, watch some Stranger Things, maybe sleep. All right, here you go. Number one. What's the number one thing to do in Enswell, New York? Because I'd never even heard of that town before.
Enwell, New York. Enwell, New York.
Enwell,
yeah. Yeah, Enwell. Just no S. Just
Enwell.
Yep.
I was saying this to Kyle earlier at work. I was trying to tell him the name, and he was typing it in. Enswell? No, it's Enswell. Enswell. No, Enswell.
It sounds exactly the same. All's well that ends well. That's what I kept saying.
Yeah, Enwell, New York. And what's the number one thing to do here? Eat Speedies. Eat Speedies and Speedies, chicken Speedies.
What is that?
What the hell is that?
It's a thing we made up here in New York. It's marinated chicken. We add peppers and onions and cheese, and
there you go.
It's an amazing thing. You know, you guys got to come out here to 607 and experience the Speedies.
All right. Well, there you go. We just learned something. Number two.
Which meal is the best? Breakfast, lunch, dinner?
Breakfast. All day, every day. I will always eat French toast, pancakes, anything breakfast-wise. I will go for it anytime. Day,
breakfast,
night.
Brunch, Brenner.
Yep, exactly. He got it. There we go.
I can tell you right now that if I was a single man, I would eat breakfast 5 days a week.
Oh, yeah. 5 days and 24 hours a day.
I mean, breakfast for dinner. That's what I mean. I would eat eggs and bacon like 5 days
all the time. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. I'm with it.
Number three. This is a tough one. How many BKFC bombshells can you name by name?
Well, the first one I'm going to name right off the bat because I knew her before BKFC. Bret Hart. I knew her. I know.
Hold on. We're talking about the bombshells.
We're talking about
ring card girls.
Those ring card girls. Can you name any of them? The answer is no. He can't name any. He's saying no.
Nah, dude. Got a girl, and I'm not there for that. I'm there to knock the ball.
All right, Mike. What are the answers?
They recently made the cover here, and the answers here are Amber, Harley, Caitlin, and Vanessa.
There you go.
Oh, okay. Well, nice. How you doing?
Hey, girl.
And they will how you doing? And some of them will be at the event on Saturday night for those who want to tune in. And the last question we have for you, my friend.
What's the one thing that you can't tolerate?
I can't say one thing, but I can't tolerate liars, cheats, and thieves. That's the one thing my mama always told me, that if they can lie to your face, they'll lie behind your back. They'll steal if they'll steal from you and cheat from you and thief from you. They'll do anything from you. So it doesn't matter who they are. Cut that shit up.
But you must have hated Eddie Guerrero then, because he lies, he cheats, he steals. Remember that?
No. Let's not get it twisted. Eddie Guerrero is probably my top 5. Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, those guys are probably my top 5. Ric Flair, of course. Woo! You right now.
So he's a fan of all the lying, cheating, stealing wrestlers, but he doesn't like them in real life. Them fucking scumbags, you know.
Exactly. Can't have them in real life, because if you have them in your circle in real life, where are you gonna end up?
Yep. All right, man. Well, hey, thank you for hanging in there and giving us some of your time tonight. We cannot wait to see you fight again this weekend. Take a second. Take a second. Shout some people out, and they'll let you go.
Always shout out my kids, Tristan. Tristan, I love you, baby. You're doing great. Jaleesa, I love you too, baby. Daddy's coming home with that win. Let's go. All my sponsors are stuck with me. It's been very hard. A lot of my sponsors didn't stick with me, went on different ways. So had a few guys that actually stuck it out with me. Ryan, thank you so much for the banner, man. He covered that himself. So great thing that he did that. And a few other sponsors, Binghamton Appraisals, let me see, Cocktails in Quarantine, Food and Fire in Johnson City, where I work. Thank you so much. Give me time off to let me knock people out. You already know how it is. And besides that, Michaela, my girlfriend, taking care of my babies, my dogs. And let's go tear this kid up.
Let's go tear this. There you go, man. You and Christian Torres against Christian the Terminator Torres against Tim the Homelander Hester. Saturday night, BKFC Fight Night, Jackson 2. Tune in. What else are you going to be watching that night, you fucking stew-nods? All right, buddy. Thank you for giving us some of your time. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Talk to you guys.
Later, man.
All right. There he is, Christian the Terminator Torres. I love the Terminator versus the Homelander. That is a fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That is an awesome idea of a fight right there in your head without even knowing the two people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We got our third guest on. We're going to move Danny Alvarez to the end of the show because rookie Randall is ready to come on right now. He is fighting June 24th against Cary Caprio. How you say his name now?
Caprio.
Caprio. Not Leonardo.
It's Caprio. Huh? Come on. What's wrong with you?
You know me, man. I suck with names. Fuck you. Up next, Tyler, rookie Randall. Here he is. He's 2-0. He's in the top 5. I believe he's number 4 right now. What's up, brother?
Hey, dog. What's
hey,
good?
Hey. What's going on?
There he is. Dude, the beard's back.
Oh, yeah. It's going to stay for a bit. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I just finished up some sparring. I'm on my way home right now.
The beard is staying for the fight on the 24th?
Yes, sir.
Woo! Dude, let me ask you something right quick before we get into your next fight and what's going on with you. Do you really look at these ranks and like take a lot of value in these ranks? Because the reason why I'm asking you this is you sit at number 4, right? The guy sitting at number 2, no disrespect to Abe Velasquez, badass dude, lost to a lot of really badass guys, but he's 3-4 and on a 3-fight losing streak and hasn't won in the 125-pound division, yet he sits number 2 in the top 5. How the fuck is that even work?
I really don't get it. These rankings are a little confusing. I'm not sure what analytics they're using because I honestly can't believe that they're only using the BKFC rankings, or if they are, there must be something really in deep they're going by, whether it must be something crazy like strikes landed or something like that. But besides that, no, it doesn't make much sense because Gene Herrera knocked out Abby. The 3rd seed knocked out the 2nd seed already.
Yeah. I was telling Mike about it today, and I was like, Mike, do you realize that Randall sits at 4, and the people above him? Did you see the order there? And he hadn't seen it, and he's like, yeah, that makes no fucking sense at all. I don't like, and like you said, if they're taking only BKFC fights, He's 0 I think he's 0-1. I think all his other fights were at 135, so he's 0-1 at 125. So how can you be 0-1 in the division that you're ranked number 2? It doesn't even make any sense.
Right. So the only thing I was thinking is like maybe they have like a bracket or a tournament they're playing to set up, and how they're positioning the top 5 people, I'm guessing, is where they'll be placed in the bracket.
Yeah. So perfect segue. You are fighting on June 24th. But there is now talks of this 125-pound tournament. Have you been talked to at all about this 125-pound tournament? No talks at all.
Nothing's really been brought up to me, but I love the idea. Don't get it twisted. I mean, like, because think, man, we're a young division. Half the fighters in my weight class are going to be a little bit experienced, and they're half going to be brand new. Everyone's going to be half new in this league. So we all have to start somewhere. We got to do something. I mean, what's wrong with doing a tournament, even if it's a Grand Prix?
Right. And, you know, let me just Tyler is driving home from practice right now, so his service is a little spotty, but we can hear you pretty good. But, you know, Big Ben in the comments, the biggest fan.
Poppy.
It's a little poppy, but we can hear everything you're saying. So relax, Ben. Not everyone's got the fucking 4K high definition service that Big Ben, the biggest fan of BKFC, has at his house. You know what I mean? Relax, guy. Or you will see this.
Big Ben's about to put the hurting on all of us.
Yeah, dude. Last time we saw you, though, we were out in Wichita, and you looked fucking perfect, man. Talk a little bit about how you felt in that fight. And that was that a couple months ago? I can't even remember when the hell that was. Is this a quick turnaround? I can't remember.
Was that last month? April?
Was it April?
8th? Was that one?
Yeah. Talk a little bit about that, man.
Honestly, man, I love traveling for fights. I love going far. I love the plane ride, seeing everything new. I hated my experience over in Kansas. I did not like it. There was nothing much to do out there, nothing to see. It was cold. The food wasn't that good. I was like, wow.
Oh, come on.
The coolest part about the whole thing at Kansas was the stadium that we fought in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might have to agree with you because there wasn't a lot of good food places. It was all commercial stuff. And if you ask Jihad, he's never going to let me live this down because we went and ate pizza across the street at some place called like Cork and Rye or something like that. And it's just a pizza place, but it was okay. I mean, I didn't say, hey, go eat the best pizza in the world, but he was eating some heat up shit from the hotel in the microwave. So we were like, well, go eat some pizza. Caveat, he bought vegetarian pizza, so that's already bad. But he came back and he was like, that was horrible pizza. I can't believe that you guys from the Northeast sent me this horrible pizza place, and it actually hurt my heart. So, but it's that and the damn wind. No good food and horrible wind and cold. It sucked.
Yo, I got off the plane and the hotel wasn't too far from a Target. I tried to walk into a Target and back, and my bags were flying around everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mike and I made that same walk.
For pizza. After my fight, I went there. They brought me out this pizza that was so burnt, it was black. I was like, are you really going to try to give this to me? And the lady's like, I'm sorry. I'm right, sorry.
Oh, man. Damn. Big Ben, and I will say, I was just busting balls with Big Ben. He is, like I said, the biggest fan in the BKFC, and he knows some things. He talks to some people. He heard the tournament was in August on the 6th.
That's because Reggie Barnett is fighting in the tournament that day.
Do we know? So I heard that there was possibly an event in Virginia coming up. Do you think that could be in Virginia, August 6th? And if you go out there and you murk your opponent on Saturday night and they tell you August 6th, there's a 125-pound tournament and we're going to try to put 4 fights together in August and then have the winners fight each other in October, and then the winners of those 2 fight for a 125-pound title in February, would you be down to fight in August?
100%.
Absolutely. See,
yeah.
When we met this guy out in Wichita, high energy, willing to fight all the time. That's what I got out of you.
Well, so I spent my whole life training martial arts as like a little kid, and when I started training, especially in the area I was in, people still called it UFC or tap out. Like you train tap out, like it was still such like a looked upon like as crazy, like you shouldn't even be doing that. So I was a young age, man, I got to spar a lot of high pros and always fight and like always look forward to it. So now that I got older and I'm at the point where I can compete and feel comfortable competing and traveling, any chance that I get to fight or perform, I want to, like as many times as possible, as long as I'm healthy. And because of the years of training and being able to do what I do, I'm able to keep myself like healthy, strong, and continue to fighting. I mean, I've gone 8 rounds with BKFC already, and I don't have a cut. I don't have a bruise, you know. So I just love to fight as much as possible.
Yeah. And the 125-pound division is fairly new. They're building that up the same way that they're building all the other. Like 1 year ago, Mike and I, maybe a little over a year ago, we were talking about how the 145-pound division doesn't have anybody in it. There's barely anybody in there. And that was right after, like, I mean, Artem Lobov was gone. Jason Knight was gone. Tyler Goodjohn was like one and done in the 145-pound division. Now he's a lightweight. So we were talking about how, like, they need to focus on 145. They built that division up. That division's fucking stacked. And now they're doing the exact same thing. Yeah, they're doing the exact same thing with your division now. There's a lot of fucking good fighters in the 125-pound division. And now that Reggie Barnett is down at 125 with you guys, and John Dotson just signed with the BKFC, very interesting flyweight division.
Oh yeah, extremely interesting. And the levels of like the competitive level of the experience, you know what I mean? Like all the fighters have different experience and different attributes. A few of them are just like primary boxers, you know what I mean? A few of them have more experience in bare knuckle. So everyone in the flyweight divisions are like coming from different backgrounds, which I really love about that. So like everyone's be fighting a little bit different, but someone's certain style is going to have to stand out.
Yeah, it's and you know what, the John Dotson signing, that's a good one because the speed, the footwork of that guy, that little bastard's one of the fastest fucking fighters I've ever seen in my life. Back when he was with the UFC, now take the gloves off his hands, put some shoes on his feet, and throw him in a circle ring. It's a very, very exciting thing to see him join the ranks with you guys. Maybe a fight with John Dotson down the road. What would that mean to you?
Of course, I'd love that. You know what I mean? You know, I think about like different fights like that for a while because I know they did a BKFC tryouts over, I think, at his gym. I think Cerrone was there too. And John Dotson back then was talking about how he's really interested. He'd love to do that. He's got like a Tyson. He loves Tyson and things like that. He'd be great to add to the league. I'd love to fight him. But the thing is, he's a primary wrestling background. You know what I mean? He's got some knockouts in the UFC, some quick hands, but he's definitely not unstoppable. He's definitely nothing too spectacular. And taking these gloves off, whole different ballgame. I'm telling you, it's not boxing. It's not MMA.
Yes, Kyle.
Now, Cary Caprio. Did I say it right?
Cary Caprio. Yeah, Caprio.
Caprio. What are your thoughts? What do you know about your opponent coming up, Cary Caprio, this weekend? Other than the fact that he has a shit ton of tattoos all over him. What do you know? I don't know nothing about the guy. Tell you the truth.
He was at the tryouts with me when I got picked for the tryouts. He actually there. So there was a few people who got picked, and I'm pretty sure. I don't know if there's a certain list on how they did it, but when they called out names, he was picked before me actually.
Oh, so you got a bone to pick with this guy already?
Pretty much. Ever since then, I was like, whoa! They picked the wrong guy that day. So we're gonna fix that real quick.
So that's cool that you guys kind of have a little bit of a history, even though
we were able to talk a bit. You know what I mean? I know he went over to Thailand for a little while. He's got some Muay Thai fights. He's got a little bit of MMA and boxing experience. I know he wrestled for a little bit. He's definitely not inexperienced, but it's his first time taking the gloves off. It's gonna be different for him.
Yeah, and it's got to be fucking exciting to be fighting in Florida on possibly the biggest card they've ever put together. They're still announcing fights for this card.
Yeah.
And every time they announce a new one, we were excited already. And like they announce another one, and we're like, holy shit. Then they announce another one, like, holy shit. Martin Brown might have just broke some news tonight without actually breaking news. He said that he's got a fighter on that card and that. And
maybe.
We're like, well, you may have just broke some news because we don't know anything about that fight yet. And he goes, oh, well, I said maybe. I may have a fight. I might have a fight. I might be.
I could have sworn I was told Mike Perry was supposed to be on this card.
I heard the same thing, and that hasn't been announced yet either officially. So it's either not happening. But the thing is, there's only 9 fights right now announced for that card. So I'm guessing they're going to do at least 12, at least.
Yeah.
Right. Oh man, if they drop a Mike Perry fight on that card, and then Jared Warren, who Martin mentioned earlier, on that card, and we heard that Jomi Escoboza was going to be on that card too. So maybe the fan in us is now playing matchmaker. Maybe it's Jomi and fucking Jared Warren.
Yeah.
Holy shit! What? Or
Mike Perry.
Or Mike
versus
Perry.
One of those guys.
Holy shit!
He's right around, you know, they're all on the same weights there.
So Tyler, you're getting like the most eyeballs possible are going to be on your fight this coming June 24th, and that's got to be exciting, man.
That's like one of my favorite parts, like about like the fight. Like the bigger the crowd, the more people, like the more energy I have. The more people that I know that are watching, the more excited I am to perform. I want as many people to see as possible, no matter like what the situation is. I just love to be on camera. I just love to be like in that crowd, hear the sounds. I just love it.
Have you been to the Hard Rock for an event, or have you fought there before? I can't recall if you have or not, but
last time when I made my debut, I fought at the James L. Knight Center over in Miami. So this is my first time over at the Hard Rock.
Awesome place. And to be honest with you, when Mike and I first went to the first one that they had there, we walked in and we were kind of like skeptical about it. We were like,
yeah, it was BKFC 18.
Yeah, we were like, and it was actually almost a year ago to the date of the next. It was June 26th last year, and now June 24th this year they're back. And Mike and I got released from duty from a 2-week training exercise last year to go to that one, and they did the same thing for us this year. They're letting us go a couple days early, which is shout out to our command for fucking letting us do that. That's very cool.
Hell yeah.
No.
Very cool. So no, but like I was saying, we were a little skeptical when we went in, and we were like, "Oh, I don't know how this is going to go." We were fucking proven wrong. That place is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Everything about it was great. I loved it. I'm sure you will too.
Yeah, I've just heard amazing things, and then like a lot of my buddies who fought there before, like told me that like this energy is just amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. We don't want to keep you all night. We asked you kind of last minute to come on the show. You were good enough to give us some time. We asked you yesterday, I think, to come on today. So shout out to you. Thank you for giving us some of your time. We're going to ask you some fucked up questions real quick, and then we're going to let you get going. All right.
Awesome. My favorite.
All right, here we go. First question for you. Not too fucked up. What's a TV series you could binge watch over and over again?
Oh man. Not gonna lie, I love watching The Simpsons.
No.
Okay.
Nice. That's a good.
Honestly, like pretty much like every night when I eat dinner or something like that, I'm just chilling. I'll just throw The Simpsons on if I'm not watching fights.
And you got about 40 seasons of that you can just keep binge watching.
Yep.
So
just random ones.
There you go. Awesome answer. Number 2.
Actually, one more thing for a TV show, if I recommend, is that Punisher series on Netflix.
Yes, that's good. That's Kyle's brother.
That is my brother.
Yeah.
I am telling you right now, if anybody knows Ryan Mish, this motherfucker is the closest person. Like when I was watching that show, it was like uncanny how similar that guy and my brother are. Fucking psycho. Like if there was ever going to be a vigilante out there cleaning up the fucking world, Ryan could be the Punisher for sure.
That's what I like to hear. I'd love to meet him.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring him to one of these events one day. Hey, who wrote The Sopranos? They're Joe Ivy.
Yeah,
yeah, I couldn't agree more. There's a few of them. Sopranos, Breaking Bad, Kingdom, they're all great. All right, next question. Number two.
What's the most trouble you've ever been in?
Yeah.
Just don't incriminate yourself here, you know?
Shit, man. I really, I wasn't much of like a getting in trouble kind of kid. Oh my God, I was pretty good. I never really got in trouble much in school. That's right back. One time I got caught cheating on a test, like a midterm in school. That was probably like the most trouble I've really been in.
Did you have the answers on like your foot or on your hand or something? I
was texting with my buddies getting the answers. And they called me texting, like, what are you doing? And they took my phone and they went through it.
That's funny because that's
I had a
generational thing. That's a generational cheat right there. That's fucking awesome.
We used to do fights too at the end of the school year, like little backyard fights. And one time the cops came and they arrested me because of that, but I didn't get in too much trouble for that. They just handcuffed me and stuff like that.
He's like, yeah, I got caught cheating on a midterm. Oh yeah, I got arrested for backyard fighting.
Yeah,
too,
backyard brawls before backyard brawls was a thing.
It seemed like less of a big deal.
All right, sing us your favorite TV theme song.
Oh, I'm not a singer.
He's about to sing, right? Well, we already know what it is.
Man, I'm not a singer.
The Simpsons.
That's not really singing though. That's just like The Simpsons, and then
right, just like
noise.
Yeah, then you just little beatbox.
Shit.
All right, last question for you, rookie.
What is something you've done in your life that you wouldn't recommend doing?
I'm gonna say two things. I guess they're pretty random. Getting a back surgery.
Ooh.
I had a back surgery in high school. The doctors like really scared me into it. They were like, my feet were going numb. I had some issues and a lot of pain. They really rushed me into it. Later years to come to find out from seeing different doctors and finding out like I never really had to get the surgery. I could have done different types of rehab and really healed myself that way, but instead I had a major long off-putting from the surgery. And then going to college when you don't want to. I don't recommend going to college when you don't know what you're doing. You just go to go. When people are telling you to go, don't do that.
I agree with you with that.
I dropped out of college 3 separate times. They were all paid for. Everything was like very well for me, but I knew each time that I was just going because other people wanted me to go.
That's, you know what? I just watched a thing the other day on TV, and there was like some like dude, and he's like got like 2 master's degrees and this and that, and he was like an advocate for not going to college. He was like telling people, if you don't want to go to college and you want to get a trade, you do not need college to succeed in this world. And they're like, doctor, you have 2 different master's degrees. Well, how are you going to tell people? He's like, because my 2 master's degrees make me no money. I do something completely different than what I do with my 2 degrees. I'm telling you, and I agree 1,000,000%. Or you could join the army like me and Mike. That's awesome.
Right. So yeah. I agree. I think the military is a good option for a lot of people.
There you go.
So I 3 different college rides. I mean, I didn't mind college and stuff like that, but I knew at the end of the day, like, I didn't like being told and repeat what to do. I didn't like the concept of going to classes like that. I felt like if I was going to be using my energy and using my time that I needed to, it's going to be towards something I love, especially at my younger years. Like, I already hurt my back, man. I only got so many years. I'd rather not spend my time sitting in class. I'd rather spend some time that I want to do, that I love to do.
Susan Walker says, I think you need to get out more. So she wants you to get in more trouble, and she wants you to have an answer for something you wouldn't recommend that's a little crazier, like eating mushrooms and fucking skydiving, maybe something like that.
So
anyway,
or both at the same time.
I recommend eating mushrooms.
Yeah, see, there you go. And Scott Farley says bare knuckle fighting, maybe, for like something you wouldn't recommend to everybody.
Oh no, man, I recommend that to anybody. Right after my fist fight's done, I'm like, whew, more people need to try that.
Yeah, you seem pretty happy after the fight,
dude.
So and before it.
Happiest guy, man. I swear to God. We're super excited to see you back in there. Of course, it's gonna be fucking awesome. June 24th, biggest card of the year. Unfriggin' real what this fight card's already looking like, and I don't think they're, like we said, they're not done building it yet. Millions of eyeballs going to be on you. We'll give you an opportunity to say a few things real quick, and then we'll let you get on your way, bud.
Just want to, honestly give a big shout out to my team, Fight Zone MMA, D'Angelo out of Fort Myers, Florida. Huge shout out to a lot of my sponsors, WB Home Improvement, Gumbo LLC, Lightning Realty, Mulready Family, and Peabody Family Auto. And of course, my biggest sponsor right now is Nerd Focus, working with them, and just happy to be part. Thank you, BKFC, and thank you guys for having me on the show.
Absolutely, man. You're welcome back anytime. Best of luck, June 24th. Mike, you got anything for rookie?
Yeah, man. We will see you down there. Can't wait.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Happy to see you guys. Excited for another interview, and off with his head.
Yeah. We'll see. All right, man. See you down there. Later.
All right, brother. God bless.
All right.
Later.
There he is, Tyler Rookie Randall, number 4 in the flyweight division, but those ranks don't make any sense. That kid should be probably number 2, I would think. Anyways, Hopefully he has a good showing on that evening, and then if he comes out unscathed, then they come out with that 125-pound tournament in August. You turn right back around and jump in that thing. That'd be awesome. And we have our 4th and final guest in the hopper right now. The guy's 1-0. He went out there in Orlando and he beat a guy that everybody was thinking that was going to go in there and get a big dub that night. His name
not
is
so fast.
Danny. Yeah, not so fast, motherfuckers. That's what he said. He said it to us. I don't think he did, but
no, he didn't say that to us.
Yeah, he didn't say that to us. Anyways, here he is, Danny Alvarez in the house. What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey.
Well, you know, we're just here on a Wednesday in the Mike and Mish show like we always are. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So like I just said, you are 1-0 in the BKFC. You went out there. You shut up a crowd down there in Orlando. Impressed. Talk a little bit about your debut, and we hear that you have a few things that you want to say or get off your chest.
Yeah, so prior to signing, obviously, to fight Ridge, which I didn't hesitate, by the way, you know, Scott has been working his ass off ever since the Alabama tryouts to get me my debut with BKFC. I mean, and at first it was at 135. That's what it was going to be. I mean, I haven't fought at 125 in a long time, you know, but that's what came up. So that's what, I mean, at flyweight. So that's what I took. I mean, and you know what, to be honest, I actually liked that he was already ranked. You know, I'm not just fighting a nobody, or, I mean, not saying that, you know, debuters are nobodies, but obviously he was already ranked. And I thought that was a good chance for me to obviously make my big statement. I mean, prior to that, I mean, it was just, I mean, basically I've been training so long already just to do bare knuckle. I mean, as far as the sparring and where I train and who I train with, I mean, obviously, I mean, to be honest, I wasn't even nervous over there. I mean, nervousness was gone. I mean, because we've been waiting for so long, and Scott has obviously been working his ass off to get me in there for so long. It was just like,
shout out to Scott Farley. That guy's a hard worker. He takes care of his people for sure. Shout out to Scott and Go Combat.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and I've already explained to Scott, like I'm trying to stay active, man. I'm trying to stay active. I'm ready to go. Like, I mean, as far as training goes, everything's going great. I still feel like I'm in shape. I'm still training, regardless. So, I mean, it's actually it's been a real cool experience. You know, I love the bare knuckle scene, period. I mean, this is the only combat sport that I want to do. I mean, I've done MMA, but, you know, before, but bare knuckle is where it's at.
So, as Kyle said, something has gone on here on social media. I don't know how many people have seen it. And I haven't seen you talking too much about it, but I see other people talking about it and trying to pull you in and a certain somebody. Is this because you wanted to fight this person? And, you know, what is the background behind this? If you know who I'm talking about, I'll let you say it.
Oh, yeah. Diaz, yeah. And you know what, as a matter of fact, I'm glad you guys brought that up, because, and it's no animosity towards a guy, or I dislike the guy so much. I just want to fight you. Or, you know, pretty much. And what I had actually did is I had did a call out, a respectful call out. I actually messaged him prior, because obviously we're trying to get this fight going. You know, we're both Mexican, both going to fight like Mexicans. So, I mean, those are always exciting fights. And I actually gave him a respectful call out. He responded, but it was more towards like, okay, he's down, but I mean, he was being kind of friendly. Like I said, there's no animosity towards this or whatever, but constantly, you know, I hit him up. It didn't seem like he was against it. But, and then, so as time went by, obviously, you know, Scott being the hard worker he is, he's hitting them up, and it was always a different excuse or whatever the reason was. I mean, I really don't see what you have to lose, right? You're this badass bare knuckle fighter, you know, whatever. So therefore I was like, man, like I've been hitting you up. I mean, what do you have to lose here? You know, what do you have to lose? You know, he's obviously speaking of a big game. You know, obviously he's not scared of nobody, or he'll fight anybody. Obviously I haven't chose the opponents that I want to fight. I mean, I just fought Rich, who was already ranked. Yep. You know, who everybody thought was gonna maul me. You know what I mean? So, like, that's where it all began.
And if David would like to go down the route of like, you're 1-0, you know, see me when you fought another person. He's 2-0. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's 2-0, And like you just said, your first fight was against a ranked JR Ridge, and that's no slouch. So I would say your 1-0 is worthy of a fight against a 2-0 David Diaz. That would be a fantastic fight. So you're saying that he hasn't shown, like he's just brushing it off, or is
you know what I think it is, man? I don't know if he's not trying to diss his other opponent, because obviously his opponent did put in some work on him from what I had seen. But I don't know if he's trying to handpick his opponents, because if you look at that BK, if you look at that bantamweight rankings, however you want judge them or however they want to go by it, he has some pretty good guys that are actually in those rankings. So I don't know who else he's trying to fight. Is he trying to fight another debuter that doesn't have prior experience? Or, I'm not trying to discredit the other guy he just fought, because obviously, the guy actually put in some work on him too. But I don't know what he's trying to accomplish here. Like, obviously we're both ready to go in August. I'm ready to go. I mean, shit, there don't even have to be a crowd. You know what I mean? But like, obviously we're both ready for New Mexico. There's no more, I don't know what else to call it. It's just ducking in pure sight, because you had ducked for so long. Scott's hit them up many times before. So, I mean, like I said, it's just a matter. I mean, like I said, we're both ready to go. I'm ready to go.
I wonder what the promotion would think about a fight like that, because anybody that watched that fight with you and Ridge knows that you come to fucking bang. And we all seen David Diaz's 2 fights. The dude is drive forward all fucking night.
Mm-hmm.
So, styles make fights. It makes sense that you two would put on an absolute banger of a show. I would think that the promotion would fucking drool over a fight like that.
Yeah, exactly. It's a win-win.
Right.
It's a win-win. There is no other way to look at it. The only look, man, I have never handpicked an opponent. I'm not saying whether he is or he isn't, but from what it looks like that's what I mean for the past year. Obviously not right now, but from the past year, that's what it's looked like. And obviously Diaz is, you've seen, everybody's seen him. He talks a big game. He knows how to market himself. But besides all that, man, I'm here to do one thing. I'm here to fucking fight. So the promotion definitely is. It's a win-win, man. It's a win-win. You said he comes to drive forward. One thing though, he drives forward with guys who don't know how to counter. So and he drives forward with guys who don't know how to counter. And the last thing I seen from his last fight, I would have had him out of there in the first. Like there's just no way. He's got to switch it up. I do think he's getting better, but like even at that point, like there was a lot of things I wasn't able to contribute to my fight versus Ridge. And I would love to do that against Diaz,
I was standing right next to all of Ridge's people, like his whole crew of friends and family and whoever he brought. We were like right by the right ringside by where like the boom camera was. They were all lined up along the security railing right there. And I was standing right next to him, and dude, you should have heard. I could feel their energy leaving their fucking body as that fight was going on. I almost felt bad for them. I was like, they were so excited when the fight started. Yeah. And then as the fight went on, they were getting more and more worried and frustrated because you were just ending their night, man. It was very impressive what you did that night.
Yeah. They were definitely frustrated. It's because I think they just expected. Obviously that was their poster boy, that was their poster, like this was their guy. He was just gonna wash me. It was just gonna, I was just gonna be no competition. But I looked at his prior fight, and I already seen what he lacked, and then I seen what I brought to the table, which I didn't even contribute all of my strengths, and there's things prior to leading up to the fight I was able to do that. But that's not my best performance, but I did. If you've seen in the fight, I was actually talking to him. And I was telling him, man, dude, just stop already. Stop.
See, live it was hard to see because I haven't watched it actually. I didn't go back and watch it on the app. Sometimes that happens. Like when we go to the live shows and when we come back, sometimes I do, but most of the time I don't go back and watch the fights again when I come back. And I did that one time. I watched the whole event. It was like a completely different event to me. I was like, what the hell? Like, I don't remember this, and that. When you're there, you can't really tell like people talking and stuff like that in the ring because it's so loud there. You know what I mean? And there's so much going on. But I have a question about, have you heard anything from Shook or Feldman about this fight? Like, not like contract wise, like, have you gotten a contract for the fight? Because obviously that probably hasn't happened, but had there been any kind of talks between you and Scott and them saying like,
I mean,
hey,
I've already, me and Scott, Scott already knows what he needs to do to obviously make the fight happen. Me and Scott are already, as far as me and Scott goes, we are 100% down and ready for this bout. Now, I never talked to Nate Shook and Feldman personally. That's usually Scott's agenda area. You just give me the contract, man. I sign it and we fight. You know, that's all it is. But I know, of course, it's crossed everybody's mind. It has to, man. Like, it has to, because just from the performance and like you said, what do you have to lose, man? You're this good or whatever. You're ranked at this, ranking or whatever. It's just a good fight, man. If you look at it, two Mexicans, we're gonna fight Mexican style. That's gonna be a fun fight, regardless the outcome.
Be a volume fight. You know what I mean? Yeah. And, one thing about bare knuckle and getting a couple of guys like you together, you're gonna see a lot of strikes being thrown. Some of these fights you don't see a whole ton of strikes being thrown. A lot of people will try to pick their shots, and sometimes, like, when the fight's over, you'll see the strike count, and in 5 fights the dude threw 48 fucking punches, and sometimes that gets a little frustrating. I have a feeling that would never happen with you two in the ring. With that said, if that fight does not come to fruition, I hope that is a fight that gets made. But we've been talking to Rookie Randall about it. You heard us talking about it. This 125-pound division is heating up. You said you wanted to fight bantamweight, but you went down to 125 for Ridge. If they announced that this was going to be an 8-man tournament, would you be interested in a 125-pound
absolutely fight? I said it in my interview with the OG that I'm going back and forth. I want to go back and forth. Okay. I'm 100% cool with going flyweight and there. And I beat the number 5 guy, and I'm looking at the rankings. I don't know how the rankings are won. Regardless, that should already been my spot. That regardless, if that's true, Ridge, not to discredit his last opponent, his opponent didn't give him nothing. I mean, the guy walked away like if he just ate, just some ice cream down the street. Like, I mean, the guy literally, I mean, he lasted 48 seconds? I can't even remember. And then Ridge is ranked number 5. So where does that leave me? I just beat your number 5.
That's basically why I asked the question, because you are 1-0, but you did beat a ranked opponent. And if they did announce that it was going to be like an 8-man Grand Prix tournament, I would be shocked if you weren't one of the 8, seeing as you just beat JR Ridge and in an impressive fashion. You know what I mean? Like, you would be in the mix there. And like 1-0, a lot of people will be like, oh, he's 1-0. He hasn't done anything. Everybody's 1-0, like everybody's 1-0, 2-0, 3-0. Nobody has a fuck ton of fights. So fucking forget about the whole fact that you've only had one fight. Your one fight was impressive. It was against a ranked opponent. So if that tournament does open up, I would imagine you'd be in it. If not, hopefully you get this Diaz thing. We would like you to do a speed round with us, but before we do that, if you would like to send a direct message to David Diaz, we will feel free. I mean, for you, we will we'll share that. We'll share
gift wrap that thing and send it out to the world.
We'll gift wrap it, and I'll gift wrap it and send it straight to David, because we talked to David too. So I mean, whatever we could do to help, brother. Take a second.
No, I mean, just to Diaz, just sign you're ready, sign the fucking contract. I mean, make sure, the dotted line is signed. I don't care, whatever way you want to do it, doesn't bother me. He's ready for August 27th. I'm ready. Let's do it. There's no other, I don't want to hear about this or that, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? It's just fight already. That's what we're here for, man. We're here to fight. We ain't here to do anything else. We're not here. I mean, that's what I be hearing a lot. Like, there's so many guys that are so goddamn emotional and talking about other shit, dude. We're just there to fight, man. We're there to collect those checks, fight, and that's it. Like, I mean, it's and that's what I'm here to do. You know, like, so just make sure you sign the contract or whatever, and let's go August 27th. Shit, we don't have if you want to do it before, we could do it before. I don't care. You know, but bottom line is this just fucking throw down already.
August 27th, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Sounds like a fucking plan, man. Sounds like a good plan. Why don't we do a speed round with you, my friend? We got some fun questions for you. What do you think?
Yeah, sounds good.
Here we go. First question for Daniel Alvarez. Here he is. Would you rather dogs attack you every time they see you or birds?
Oh, birds.
What? There's a trillion birds. They're everywhere.
We always talk about this at work and we go back and forth. And like, I came to the determination of like, how often do I see dogs that can attack me? You know, here and there, but I could probably get away from. But the birds, though, you know, I don't know. You can't walk right out the door. They're everywhere, you know. They're coming at you from every angle.
Dogs,
yeah, but dogs will fuck you up quick.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So it only takes one dog.
Pretty quick.
Dude, that's a funny answer. All right, here we go. Number 2.
What do you think is the single most impressive thing you've ever done? It's a toughie. We were trying to think earlier, and
to narrow it down to one thing. You know what I mean?
Probably hit 168 on my Harley Davidson.
Whoa, dude!
On a Harley, 168 on a Harley?
Yeah.
A death wish, my
Sounds
friend.
like the scariest thing you've ever done too. At the same time.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! I don't know. What kind of bike?
The bike I had was a Dyna. So
Dyna?
it was a Dyna, yeah, Dyna lowrider. So I had stage 4. I mean, it was completely equipped. I mean, that's what I ride. I only ride Harley. So
168 miles an hour on a Dyna. My man, that's terrifying to me. He says a 48-second pro debut is right up there. That was your last opponent that had a 48-second pro debut, right? You went a couple rounds with Ridge.
Yeah.
Right? Yep. And Megan says, how about win a BKFC fight? That's pretty damn impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is. But, you know, going that fast and not dying. So.
Yeah.
Dude, I had a buddy that used to ride crotch rockets, and there's a strip out here in Connecticut. I think it's Route 14. From Canterbury to Willimantic is this long ass road, and this motherfucker got his crotch rocket up to like 190 on that fucking road.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, don't you know that like one single little thing goes wrong, you are absolute fucking hamburger? And he's like, yeah, I got control of my bike. I'm like, oh, okay, tough guy.
yeah, that's pretty much where it stands. I mean, any little mistake, you're done. It's not a matter of if you're gonna fall; it's a matter of when you're gonna fall.
Yeah, that shit used to terrify me when he would do shit like that, and I'm like,
no way,
nope. And okay, number 3, if you had if you could have any pimped out ride, what would it be? What kind of car?
1962 Impala.
Nice.
1962 Impala. Switches in a straight out of a Dr. Dre video.
Yeah, pretty much.
Candy paint dripping or
black. Murdered out.
There you go, man. He had that answer like cocked and ready to go.
Yep.
I think you got plans. And number 4, Danny.
When is the last time you got to tell someone, I told you so?
Orlando.
I knew it. I had a feeling you were going to say that. I think it's a good one.
I mean, Orlando's the answer. Like we said, you kind of silenced the crowd that night. So
yeah, well, you'd be surprised how many people like prior to the fight told me, you know, they thought I was going to be finished within the first round and blah, blah, blah. He was going to land a nasty hook, you know, one to the body, one to the head. You know, it was pretty crazy.
Now, Danny, before we let you go, so I'm going to scroll back up in the comments for a second here because we were talking about the 125-pound division, right? And someone said, I heard it was a 6-man tournament. Does that make any sense to anybody unless they're going to give like first round buys to 2 people? And why would they give anybody a first round buy in a fucking brand new division with a bunch of fucking brand new flyweights?
It's stupid.
That would be stupid, right?
Yeah, it would be very stupid. There should be no buys, period.
No, it should be
football.
Yeah, in the tournament.
This isn't basketball. No, we're not trying to put a ball through a hoop. You know what I mean? Like, this is pure sheer violence, man. Like, we have to fight each other. That's what a tournament is.
Right.
You know, there is no buys.
So I hope to God that's not what it is. I hope that they're not going with a 6-man tournament and giving like Reggie Barnett and Marciano Hernandez first round buys because that would be fucking crazy.
It wouldn't make sense because Barnett is one of the first fights on that tournament. He's fighting in August, so that
so he wouldn't be getting the tournament. So that wouldn't make sense. Okay, right. So you're with us on this, right? Should be 8-man, should be Grand Prix style over like 3 events. Grand Prix, 8 fights, 4 fights. No. 8 fighters. So 4 fights, 2 fights, 1 fight over like 3 events. Boom, boom, boom. They should
and an alternate, like Bullfrog Actual said, definitely an alternate in case of an injury. But yeah, that's
what I'm tripping out on, man, is the rankings. I'm tripping on the rankings right now because
they don't make
5. Yeah, it went from 5 to 4. Now it's like I don't understand that.
Did you hear me ask? So Mike and I were looking at these rankings earlier today, and earlier in this episode, we talked to Rookie Randall, and I said, Randall, what do you think about these rankings? Because you're sitting at 2-0 at number 4, 2 very impressive wins. The guy who's sitting at number 2 right now is 3-4 with a 3-fight losing streak, and he's only fought 1 fight in the 125-pound division, and he's 0-1. How is he sitting at number 2? And the guy who beat him in the 125-pound division is sitting at number 3.
Right. Yeah.
So the rankings seem silly and they don't
like a joke.
Yeah, they don't seem to make any sense like at all. So I don't know. Maybe they will start to make sense over time. Hopefully they start to. And when they first introduced those rankings, they like assured us they're going to iron out the kinks and it's all going to start making sense. It hasn't yet.
I'll tell you what, once upon a time, us and Knuckle Up Media and Joe Miggs and Knucklepedia and who else? Dan Stevens and Mike Kanowski. We had like a group of people. We all came together and we did rankings. And I'm telling you, we talked for hours and hours and hours. Those rankings blew these out of the water. Blew them out of the water. And people complained about those, which everyone always will complain. But these rankings done by, I forget what the name of the people who do the rankings. They're very bad.
The rankings that Mike's talking about made sense. And they were voted on by a group of knowledgeable people that knew the sport and knew everybody within the sport. So they took into account fights within divisions, fights over a certain period of time, a 12-month period. They had criteria to vote, and they all voted, and it all made sense in the end. And these ones don't. These don't make sense.
Yeah, I don't know. The moment they were gonna post up the rankings, obviously me and Scott looked. Didn't see my name right there yet. So, you know what I mean? I was like, okay, well, Ridge got ranked. Not taking anything away from Ridge. You know, Ridge is a great he's a good fighter. You know, He is a good fighter, a qualified fighter, but the guy he beat, I mean, that automatically ranked him. So what is that? Where does that leave me? You know, it's a but regardless of rankings or whatever, I mean, I'm still gonna fight. I mean, I'm there to fight. You know, I don't care about even Diaz rankings. You know, I just care about. I mean, he talks a big game. So I mean, I'm not here to talk. So it's just fight already.
Listen, we all saw you fight in Orlando. You seem ready to go. You're, like you said, you got the Mexican style fighting. You and Diaz makes sense. I can't wait to see you back in there. Hopefully it's sooner than later. If it's not Diaz in August, hopefully it's in that tournament in August. We thank you for coming on the show and giving us some of your time tonight. If you want to say a few final words before we let you go, here's your time.
Yeah, actually, I do. So actually, my boy, he's actually going to be pursuing the bare knuckle scene. He's a professional too. He's fought for Bellator, LFA, good MMA fight, professional. He actually helped me prepare for this fight. His name's Jeffrey Peterson. Look out for him. He plans to enter the 165-pound division. He wants to. He's definitely hungry. He's pretty much obsessing over this, over bare knuckle. I mean, the guy's good. He helped me prepare. I had rounds with him. His name's Jeffrey Peterson. Trains at Valiant Training Center where I train at. Look out for him. He's going to be entering that 165-pound division. I know he is. I mean, he's interested.
Division full of killers too. Division full of killers.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, that's I mean, other than that, I mean, just that's about it. I mean, just appreciate my team at Valiant Training Center, also in San Diego. Appreciate the guys in Mexico giving me great rounds of sparring. You know, great rounds of sparring, make great fights. So
all right. Awesome, man. Well, thank you very much for coming on, Danny Alvarez. Hopefully we see you back in there sooner than later. And when you do get a fight, make sure you have Scott reach out to us, or you reach out to us yourself. Come right back on and we'll talk about your upcoming fight. All right.
Sounds good. Sounds good, guys.
All right, man. Have a good night. Thank you.
You too.
Later.
Take care.
Dude, awesome fucking guests tonight.
Yeah.
They were all great. And you know what, man? I know we kind of like beat a dead horse with that tournament, but it really doesn't make sense to do anything other than a Grand Prix style, like 8-fighter tournament.
Yeah, have to.
You already got Gian Hernandez, you got Marciano Hernandez, you got what's the dude who
Gene Herrera, Abdel Velasquez.
Homeboy that fought on the same card as Rookie Randall out in Wichita. What's his name?
Wilson,
Chancey Wilson.
Yep.
You got John Dodson now. You got him.
Yep.
You got J.R. Ridge. You can make a nice 8-man tournament, and like you could put, you know, someone coming off a loss that's 1-1 like J.R. Ridge against a high-ranking guy, like, you know, 8th seed versus 1 seed or 7th seed versus 2 seed. You can do that. Tournament style, Grand Prix. I hope they fucking do that shit, man.
Yeah, it would be fantastic. And hopefully that's the way it's going to go. We'll find out very soon, because if we have Reggie fighting in August, yesterday, the boss man, David Feldman, was talking about the tournament and Reggie Barnett. So more details are going to come out very soon.
Yeah. I'm watching. I just turned on the game while you're talking.
Yeah.
Just in time to see Steph Curry throw his body directly into Al Horford to get a foul call. This is what's wrong with the NBA. Fuck you, Steph Curry, and your stupid goddamn mouth guard. I just noticed in the comment section, one of our biggest followers and biggest fans and biggest supporters, Susan Walker. I'm going to miss the show tomorrow night, she says. Susan Walker, breaking news. You know what that's from?
Yeah. You're a real bugle boy?
Yeah, I'm a real bugle boy. We don't have a show tomorrow night, guys.
No show tomorrow.
I'm sorry. We are dead in the start of our friggin' 2-week AT.
Yep.
And we have
annual training. Ain't that but a bitch?
We will be at annual training till probably 10 o'clock tomorrow night. So not gonna have a show, and I really apologize, but we are working on 2 huge back-to-back shows for next Wednesday and next Thursday. I can tell you one guest that is locked in, loaded, ready to go. Luis Palomino will be on our show next Thursday at 9 p.m. to talk about his main event fight, June 24th, BKFC 26 at Hollywood, Florida. Cannot fucking wait to talk to the champ. And we're working on a few other major players off of that card. Mike, are any of them locked in? Can we even say, or are we still working?
No, we're still working, but I mean, I think 2 of them are probably going to be a done deal, but there's one that we have a little bit trouble getting in touch with, but we've got a little bit of help. So hopefully the help comes through, but he's sorting some stuff out. So we'll see.
He's sorting some stuff out.
He's always sorting stuff out.
Mike, I'm a student. I guess I don't know how to read text.
No, that's how I read it too, though. She said, I'm going to miss the show tomorrow night. So I thought I read it like that. I put the wrong emphasis on the syllable. So whatever.
You put the wrong emphasis on the syllable.
Yeah, that's what happens. You don't know if you put the wrong emphasis on the syllable. So that's it. I'm gonna miss the show tomorrow night, or she's gonna miss the show tomorrow. I'm gonna miss the show tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night will not be death by PowerPoint. Actually, it's going to be like it's going to be.
Actually, there will be a little bit of death.
Well,
by
there's
PowerPoint.
going to be some. There's going to be some resiliency training. I think
NCOPD tomorrow night. Sergeant's time.
In Sarge's time, yeah, and I think it's going to be a light night as far as that goes. But then, like, the real training starts over the weekend, and then we go out to the field next week, everything like that. But Mike, before the show tonight, I went to my son's concert at his fifth grade concert, and dude, they kicked ass. Shout out to my son's fifth grade class and all his boys. But you know what, Mike? There was no trumpets.
No.
And I was excited to see a trumpet because I'm a real bugle boy.
Yeah. Kyle's a real bugle boy. He can really get down with that trumpet.
You got a dang trumpet in here? Go get it, boy.
What is the name of that YouTube video?
Oh, that is Dr. Steve Brule music.
Yeah. Go check out Dr. Steve Brule. If you're idiots like we are, you're going to love it.
You're going to love it. It's absolutely hilarious.
If you're my wife, you're going to hate it.
Yeah, my wife fucking hates it too, but my son, dude, so I showed that video. It stars the dude that played Dale in Step Brothers, John C. Reilly plays Steve Brule, and I showed it to Jackson and Nolan, and my 7-year-old son quotes it constantly, and Amy fucking hates it.
She'll be
like
store.
Nolan will be sitting there at the dinner table. He'll be like, This music store was chock full of instruments. I knew we were going to make some sweet music. And she'll be like, okay, enough.
You know what's funny is, like, there's 3 of us grown-ass men. It's you, my brother, myself, or standing up there and watching this in front of a bunch of people. And they're like, what are these guys laughing at? And yes, it is Dr. Steve Brule. And you got a couple of a master sergeant, a staff sergeant, a sergeant first class, like a couple of children. But, you know, I don't think men ever grow up. So
he says, we went to the music store and talked to the owner by the name of Gringus. And
but his name was like
Steven. It was like, no, it was like George, something. And he was like, by the name of Gringus. Fuck. Dude, it's hilarious. Go check it out. Awesome show tonight. Thank you to Martin Brown. Best of luck in your co-main event Saturday night. We will be watching.
Yeah, next time we'll give you a 1-hour time slot.
We should always pencil him in it was a rookie move by us. Put him on Martin Brown will be the last guest on the docket from now on. Shout out to Smash Brown for that. Christian Torres fighting Tim Hester Saturday night. You guys got to tune in for that one. Rookie Randall fighting June 24th, BKFC 26. And of course, Danny Alvarez really wanting that fight with David Diaz. Hope he gets that. If he don't, hope he gets in that tournament. With that said, Mike, we don't have a show tomorrow night. We got to go to work. I don't have anything else but to say go Celtics and peace to your bum crease.